And the most recent video I put out, I think it's one of the most recent, is probably one of my most major discoveries besides the Holy Circle. And it's that I found that they indicated a massive triangle to cover all of Egypt. There's this massive triangle that covers all of Egypt, and it's like the logo of Egypt. So it's like saying, yes, triangles are important because when the Nile flooded, which it did every year until they built the Aswan Dam. Well, when it receded, you didn't know where your land was. Hey, that's my property. That's my. They had to re uh, uh, measure it. They had to take the transit and go out there and resurvey it. And they used triangles. They used triangles. The same thing George Washington did. As a 19-year-old, he surveyed all of Virginia. And so they would survey and then, okay, here's your property. And they would do it every year. So a triangle is the basis of measurement. It's the basis of, musical scales. It's the Ben. And so the fact that they left this major triangle, and the way I found the triangle is from the unfinished obelisk, this mysterious obelisk that never made it out of the quarry in Aswan, and the mysterious staircase that's up in Abu Ruwash, which is just one of the mysteries of Egypt. And I showed that they both point. So one's in, northeast part of Egypt, one's in the southeast part of Egypt, and they both point to the southwest part of Egypt, which in 2007, 2008, it wasn't found until 2008. There's a major meteoric crater, one of the largest in the world, called the Camille crater. And even with all the modern technology we have, the fastest we could get an expedition out there of the best four-wheel drive vehicles available was about a week. So here's these two major monuments pointing to the Camille crater, making this massive triangle over Egypt. And what's interesting is the mysterious staircase is at 26 degrees, which is the angle of the Grand Gallery in the King's Chamber. It's the angle that Robert Temple, who was a major student of Egypt and wrote the book about the Sphinx, he and his wife wrote about the Sphinx mystery. He said the 26-degree angle is the golden angle. And he said at the bottom of a 26-degree rise, there's always going to be something very precious. Well, if you take the 26-degree angle of the mysterious staircase that's up in Iraq and take it up over southwest Egypt, it comes right down on the Camille crater where the meteoric iron is. And meteoric iron was worth more than gold in ancient Egypt. As a matter of fact, the Egyptian word for heaven is the same as the word for meteoric iron. And when the Pharaoh rose to heaven, he was considered to take on iron. So you've got God and heaven associated with meteoric iron. And here's this huge crater in southwest Egypt. Oh, that we only just discovered, except I found these ancient monuments pointing right to it. So, maybe you want to look at that visually. Let me see if I can share a screen. Let's just look at that real quick. If I've got it here, uh, can you see that big triangle? Okay, so up here in the north is Abu Ruwash, the mysterious staircase, and it's at this angle. So the Egyptologists say, well, it's a Roman well. Well, trust me, it's not a Roman well. I know about Roman wells. It's not a Roman well. And it's angled. It's angled like this. It's 62 degrees. Why? If it's a well, it doesn't have to be angled at 62 degrees. Why didn't they make it straight north and south? That staircase, and let's just look at a picture of it. Probably, well, this is my opening screen for this PowerPoint. Okay, the largest mystery from Egyptian sages, the unfinished obelisk finished. So there's the unfinished obelisk, the largest obelisk ever built in Egypt, but was never raised. And I show that major mark that's in it points exactly to the unfinished, up to the mysterious staircase. So here's the mysterious staircase. I've been there. It's an incredibly scary, intriguing cut into the desert in Egypt. And so I'm saying those two monuments, which are both so incredible and mysterious, they point this. As a matter of fact, let me go back and let's go a few screens back and show it here. Let's start from here, okay? Let's look at this. Okay. So there's the unfinished obelisk on Google Earth, and you can see I drew the green lines on there, okay? So that line right there points to the Camille crater. Okay, and I'm showing you where that is. That is a plane vertice. I've been there and measured it. That's a vertice. The angle changes there. And down over there, here's a close-up. There is a major, you don't see any obelisk that has this, but on this obelisk, there's that point right there. So the line that I'm drawing, that's obviously a special spot. Okay, so I'm simply, there's the line that points to the Camille crater from a plane vertice through a very special spot there. Okay, and so what we have here, and what I've been telling you is, so that points, the unfinished obelisk points up to the mysterious staircase. And the mysterious staircase points down. It's at a 62-degree angle. It points all the way across Egypt to the Camille crater. And then the unfinished obelisk, I just showed you the line on it that points to the Camille crater. So I often said that the unfinished obelisk, if you look at the markings on the top of it, it doesn't have markings like any other obelisk. Look at the obelisk in London. That came from Egypt. Look at the obelisk in St. Peter's Square. That came from Egypt. Look at the obelisk in New York City. That came from Egypt. Look at all the Egyptian obelisks. They all have hieroglyphics on them. This one doesn't. The unfinished obelisk has special markings. I followed it, and look, this is what you get. Okay, so you got meteoric iron equals heaven. Okay, that's plainly what it means to ancient. This incredible triangle covers the bulk of Egypt. It's what I called at the beginning of the presentation the largest mystery from Egyptian sages. There it is right there. It's the logo of Egypt. And what does it say? The mysterious staircase points to heaven. The unfinished obelisk has got the Ben, which is a symbol of creation and a symbol of heaven. And what's the meteoric iron? It's a symbol of heaven. This triangle is saying not only did we use triangles all over the place in Egypt, not only did we use pyramids, which are based on triangles, but we also are saying we know something about God. Why are we so interested in mummification? Why are we so interested in the next life? Because we believe in God. So that's what that logo says. It doesn't just show a triangle. It shows a triangle, every vertice of which is saying God in heaven, staircase to heaven.